this is Brett from Rock City Studios. We are here with the band Plan Your Escape for their album release show. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Rock City Studios! Yeah!
Well, I'm just going to come on down to your level here. Hey. Let's go around the room and introduce yourselves.
I'm Clifford.
Josh.
Richard.
James.
Joey. Omar.
You guys have an album coming out.
That's correct.
Yeah?
Yes.
Nice. What's the name of it?
Perspectives.
Ooh. And what's the perspective of the record?
Everything.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's a hard question to answer because I feel like when we were writing the record, there was a lot of different. I mean, everything in like lyrically, like elements of like sonically, musically, it comes from like all of our influences and like stuff that inspires us. So I feel like we took a different approach to the genre in a sense where we looked at it different perspectives.
And what would be like the main influences for this record?
I default to Under Oath, and then there's just a bunch of specific influences for each song sometimes.
Bands like Senses Fail, Dance Gavin Dance, Terra Alive, even down to like something that's completely outside of our genre. Like for me, like even like the 1975 lyrically, like, you know, it's all over.
Would it be safe to say that this is sort of like the next step for you guys, right? Is it like more? Is it a little bit more different than the previous record?
Absolutely.
Okay, and explain how.
Just the amount of time that we spent working on it, just a conscious effort to what's like everybody's potential and let's get there.
But I also feel like we've been a band for 5 years. I feel like a lot of the writing process went with the maturing process of our own personal lives. So us growing up together and growing as a band, you could totally hear that in the album as, you know, as regards to the EP that is totally a different sound.
How long did it take to do this record? Because a lot of people out there record records and they don't have an insight of what it sort of takes. Maybe you guys can give me and the rest of the world some insight on maybe your perfection process or how long it takes and maybe what some problems were in the recording, if there were any.
When I started writing the album, when we were a bit of a lull, so we were just not really doing anything. We just weren't doing much at all. So I kind of just started writing songs, and that's kind of what the album kind of became, is just like we all just grew up together in music, like musically, and that was like 2.5 years ago. And recording and tracking them took over a year about, and that was just because we needed to all kind of step up and do more and come together more, and that took a lot of time because, you know, where we were at before was just we were just kind of playing shows here and there. So it was more than just how long it would take us to do an album, is like, you know, how long it would take us to be ready to do something like this, and we came
you're
together.
growing too during that process.
Yeah, it's a long time, and so there was like a year of writing stuff, and we spent like a year in the studio, right?
So before the pre-production, I approached Plan Your Escape for asking if I could join the band. So I jammed with Clifford, and he taught me a couple of the songs, and I had so much fun, and like I saw like just how good like all these guys were, and I knew I wanted to get there. And then he was like I don't know, we're kind of like set with the way we are. I don't know, maybe if we like write some new stuff, I need another guitarist, I'll hit you up. And then a year and a half later, he's like, hey, I wrote some stuff and I need another guitarist. I'm hitting you up right now. So it took him a year to like come around to
accepting you.
Yeah.
And now that you've been accepted into the group, do they mess with you more than everybody else, or are you like the guy that's like, I mean, I'm a firm believer, everybody in a group has like their specific role. Some person's like the joke person, some person's the writer or the more serious person. So like, what would you be in the band? And we'll go through this room right here and like start tattletaling on each other.
Omar would be like he said, the comic relief, but he would also be that kind of subtle, conscious, like person on your shoulder that like whisper things in your ears and like gives you an epiphany where you're like sitting there thinking about something and then you're like, holy crap, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Omar's like the universe in shoulder angel form.
No, I mean, I think Clifford, you're like the dad. Definitely the dad. I mean, we're all dads, but he's the dad, definitely. It's amazing.
The make sure
we do
you
with
get
that.
everything done, but also have fun while doing it, but make sure you get it done. and he'll spank you if you don't.
Somebody's
But make
always
sure
got to
you
be the
get it
leader,
done.
though.
But he's the fun dad, though.
Okay.
James is definitely the personality of the band. Like, he's up front. He's out there. He just has all the emotion on stage while he's singing.
Want to label myself.
Oh, that's
So,
fair. That's fair.
I'm the guy, he's like,
Modest.
hey, you know what? That guy's there. He does his thing. But sometimes I'm like, hey, he's there. I'm that guy.
I'll just say this about Richard. Richard balances me out very well because I can get really high strung about stuff, and I'm like, go, we gotta get this done, and then like I'll get really stressed or I'll get on something, and then Richard's just like, okay, but he can filter me down and understand like that I am however I am because I love him and I love us and I love like that we're gonna do this together. So he's like really brought me, like relieved a lot of stress for me. So Richard, I don't know what the label for that is, but it's a wonderful thing. And
So
I'm
he's
very
like
appreciated.
that calming guy that's like, hey,
Yeah,
we got this.
Not just for Clifford, but basically for the entire band. I feel like I'm the mediator.
Josh is our street cred. Yeah, like he looks hard, dude. Look at him. I wouldn't mess with him if I saw him walking in an alley. And then also, I think Richard is the leather jacket of the band.
So we established Richard is the leather jacket. I am the street cred, and I go around wearing this leather jacket to show off how hard and credible our band is.
Everybody's favorite song on the record.
my favorite song is Tower 8. I think it just totally encompasses everything that I think everybody in the band is good at, and it just vibes so well. And it's like Plan Your Escape to me. That song is like Plan Your Escape. Some of the other songs we divert a little bit, so that's my favorite.
My favorite song is David.
It's a hard to tie between Tower 8 and Rain.
Yeah, mine changes daily, I think, but right now, Perspectives and David are my top.
I would go with Infatuated.
My favorite is Fall. I think it's the grooviest.
And where can everybody find this thing at? Where do you want everybody to go to buy the record or download it or whatever you guys got? And by the way, here's Perspectives right here. Plan Your Escape record. Oh, what? The grand opening?
Poster.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of
Beautiful.
work went into these. So if you guys like physical copies, this is worth it. But other than that, there's it's gonna be on Spotify, it's gonna be on iTunes and everything. There's a scavenger hunt for like the 2 typos in there too. Let me know when you find it.
It's a kick-ass record. Everybody should go out there and get this. It's Plan Your Escape, Perspectives. Oh, the lyric book just hit the floor. Your minds are going to be blown when you guys get this record. So
It
get
fell
it.
'cause it's that
Plan Your
heavy.
Escape. And it's that heavy. Thank you guys again for coming down here.
Thank you for having us.
No worries. My name is Brett from Rock City Studios. This is Plan Your Escape.